See if you can guess this religion. December 25th, a Savior is born. An extraordinary birth.
It was witnessed by shepherds and magi who brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
He had 12 disciples and performed miracles such as healing the sick and raising the dead.
He was baptized and practiced the Eucharist.
He was killed and he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven.
The symbol of the Supreme Being was a cross, and the sacred day of worship was Sunday.
And he was referred to as the truth, the light, and many, many others.
Anybody would say Christianity, but it's not Christianity. It was Mithraism. And that sun symbol of Mithraism spills over today in things like wedding rings, which are a band symbolizing the corona of the sun, and the halo that angels and saints and Jesus and people like that had halos or coronas of the sun. This is just incidental carryovers from Mithraism. But my question then is
it some sort of accident that the description of Christianity is essentially the same as the description of Mithraism? Mithraism preceded Christianity by 1,000 years, and it ran side by side with Christianity for several hundred years until Mithraism died out and Christianity prevailed.
Both were initiation or mystery religions. Both had a conquering savior. Both attracted sun god imagery.
it wasn't until the 5th century that Pope Leo the Great commanded that his subjects stop worshiping the sun. I'm talking about his Christian subjects.
So I think it kind of grew from various sources and was cobbled together. And who knows when it started. You don't want to argue in a circle and just assume it began with a historical Jesus. I doubt it did.
In fact, you could go back centuries, with the Essenes and the Gnostics and the dying and rising god fertility cults, where these myths just come together, whereas there is no one point of origin.
Scholars disagree on how much, if any influence, Mithraism may have had on any origins of Christianity. The similarities between them are a common motif throughout history and originate from astronomical or astrological beliefs that can be traced back thousands of years.
Really where the action is with Jesus himself, because it seems to me that the parallels between him and Osiris, Attis, Tammuz, Baal, and other gods who were considered non-Jewish from a later standpoint, but were certainly in the biblical matrix, I think they became the dying and rising God, Jesus. Many of them had sacraments and myths of initiation, and we know Osiris did, for instance, and that he was known in Israel for probably thousands of years, from the time Egypt ruled Canaan, before Abraham even, and they knew all about him. They rewrote the Osiris story as the story of Joseph. And so I think Jesus is the paramount case of a pre-Judaism God who becomes a Christian, the Christian Savior.